right? Right? Right. So, very warm morning greetings to you all. So, hope that online too joining. Yeah, one by one is getting joined. Right. So, still anyhow, the kudos that okay, in spite of the incessant rain, so you are here. So that shows your okay the morning energies, and hope that these energies will persist. Okay, that continues. So till you'll finish your examination as the first criteria, then getting into success into your dream jobs. Okay? That is an essential. Because finally, what is required is the commitment, right? Come what may. So there's a saying, right? www.com. What is that? Of course, that is in general, but when you apply it to your student life, is W first stands for work. Second W, again work. Third W, again work. Work, work, work. Dot stands for commitment. Okay, or with. I mean, C for commitment. Work, work, work with commitment. There and the man, right? So everything is yours. So back to today's derivatives, and I'm sure that the whatever be the highest the news, highest news we may call, or much talked, discussed, debated, isn't it? Everything in India is regarding election of the President of India. So President of India is elected for a period of 5 years. Elected, when you use the word, specifically we applied that word is there in the Constitution, the preamble of the Indian Constitution, where it reflects. We have elected President of India. Okay, listen very carefully. Right, we have elected President in India, and that wording is there in the preamble where it reflects or where it implied. Because preamble is an introduction. It never talked about President or Prime Minister or Supreme Court or for that matter anybody there. What preamble reflects? The aims and aspirations of the people, the objectives, or otherwise called the vision of India. Okay? The foundations of Indian philosophy reflects that. You may use all those words in the preamble. Then where in the preamble you have this word? In India, we have elected president. So much you are thinking about it. Of course, we the people of India, it starts no doubt and described India as sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. What do you mean by republic? Republic. Re means elected. Elected by the people. Who is you or me? Everybody from ward member to the head of the state. Okay. So whichever the country, the president of that country is elected, that country is only called as republic. Otherwise, it may be a monarchy where the kings rule, the hereditary based on, or a dictatorship, something else. Okay. Even India is not republic between 1947 and 1950, right? Because we have the elected president only from 1950. Our new constitution came into force. India became republic, so we are celebrating Republic Day on 26 January, right? But still, India got independence in 1947. So, what is the status of India then? If not republic, and we don't have the king or the queen, so it's not a monarchy. So in neither a republic nor a monarchy nor a dictatorial like China related or anything else, then what is the status of India? Yeah, wonderful. The dominion state. A dominion means head of the state is appointed and nominated. Okay, not otherwise happen. So we have the Governor General continues. Okay, the first Governor General of Free India, you know pretty well. Who? No. Mountbatten. The first Governor General of Free India is Mountbatten. And what is the time when you say first? In what context we use for Rajagopalachari? Is the first Indian became the Governor General of Free India. So if that wording, okay, you have to be very careful. As I told you, some proxies are there, and you have to be very alert and attentive to these proxies. The moment you are alert to these proxies, yes, you will have edge over the other students. Otherwise, in the competition, this may be hardly 10%. Either the proxies you will find in the multiple choice, or where in the question itself. Okay, you feel the question is one thing, but it is another thing. Right. So back to here. Now this presidential elections happen. As I said, every president, and we are the new president, a female president, but not the first, the second, right? Second female president. And who the first? Pratibha Patil, the first. But regarding first, two main firsts are there. There is the word when the tribal relates the first. Okay. Okay, if you get into the geography, you'll find this tribal word. Innumerable tribals are there in Andhra Pradesh, and then we have the Chenjus, for example, a peculiar tribe. Okay, their lifestyles are comparatively different because I spent few days with them entirely things. Then others. Then which tribal group she belongs? Okay, again Santals. So Santals reside which part of India more? Because she belongs to that, so it is. And logically, you are deriving the conclusions. Good enough. So, because we don't know what sort of questions appears, sometimes aside the question posed, you may cut the geography, why they are asking, again the relevancy of here. Okay. So, advisable to look into where the tribals reside, which part, different, not only just, okay, maybe criticize some sort of a. Okay. Thank you. So that's an administration, right? Then, where they said in Andaman Nicobar last time the questions posed for the civils groups, they relate to different parts, and especially Northeast, Bihar related all. So advisable to go through these issues. Then again, another first born post independence. What do you mean by post independence? After. Okay. So hitherto all the persons before 1947, August 15 now, when the post. So we can consider youngest, I believe, okay, the youngest president of India also. Okay. So try to recollect few important aspects of the president. So first president of India, you know pretty well. Who? First president of India. Of course, when you say the Sachidananda Sinha Constituent Assembly, not for India. That too for 2 days, right? And we call them as interim president, pro tem president of Constituent Assembly. Or if the first president of Constituent Assembly, if they post it, yes, you may use the word Sachidana Sinha. But once it comes to the India, okay, that to the free India, okay, you have to use the word Rajendra Prasad name. Okay. So how many presidents so far we have? Huh? She's the 15th, right? So when you say this Rajendra Prasad, there's a right? 50 to 62, you have the Rajendra Prasad. Just now it only is 5 years is the tenure. How it be? It looks like 12 if my math is good enough. 60, right? 50, 60, 10 years. Plus 2, 62. I mean 12. 5 plus 5, 10 only, right? So am I poor in math or that is wrong? So far no president get elected more than twice. That's also a fact. Look at all are 5, right? Or less than 5. Nowhere else you will find. He's the only one getting. How it possible? Hmm? When the election, who will elect the president of India? So I'll back here. Electoral college. Where is this electoral college? Hyderabad in Delhi, in the Bangalore college, right? It's not the college, but still it's the college. Okay, not to study. Okay, but to perform all your skills, different variety of skills. Okay, a platform to present your skills. Right. So electoral college consisting of who? Yeah, very good. Elected. This wording is very, very important. Number of times is members of the both houses of parliament and elected members of the state legislative assemblies, including UTs of Delhi and Puducherry. Okay. Why not other UTs? They don't have assembly at all. No MLAs. So how they? So simple it is. So from this, you can derive the answer to my first question. Can you logically derive it? Yeah, I think we're getting the answer for this republic and this Rajendra Prasad. They are good enough. When the parliament was constituted, first, when the elections to the parliament happened in India, right? 51 ending 52. So 52, the parliament was constituted. Who will elect the president of India? Both houses of parliament. That means parliament elected Rajendra Prasad as the president only after 53, not before, right? Because we don't have the parliament at all. But still we celebrate Republic Day. How would that happen? From 50 to 52, that means he's not elected. It's all ticklish, right? You may say that why early morning? Okay, eating our brains. So, Parliament itself, okay, Parliament is there, no doubt, but there is no elected Parliament. That means Constituent Assembly, which was established way back 1946 to frame India's independent constitution, itself acted as a parliament for India even from the day one. So from 47 onwards, whatever the laws relating to or required for India was made by Constituent Assembly itself. Okay, and it continued its role. So from 1950 to 52, Constituent Assembly itself acted as a provisional parliament. So as it is acting as the parliament, it elected. So Rajendra Prasad is still elected. So, but elected by a constituent assembly which is acting as a provisional parliament at that point. Even one more thing also, that very first amendment to the constitution was made by the constituent assembly itself. Okay, 51 we have, right? That 9th schedule was added to the constitution, wherein saving of certain laws, that is land reforms acts of various state governments, was put in. Okay. Similarly, the reservation clause 15(4), 16(4), clause 4 was added by very first amendment. That was also done by the constitution. A number of competitive examination you will find these questions. Okay, if we look at the previous demand. Okay, so these are not tough questions, the basic questions which we need to be aware of it once you look into the polity, and try to recollect all these things when this sort of scenario is happening. Okay, and this possible on this. So is not directly elected. That means indirectly elected. People are not directly electing. People's representatives are electing. Okay, only elected. Only elected means not nominated. How many members nominate members in Lok Sabha? Wrong. Now none. Isn't it? Now none. Once upon a time, Anglo-Indian community used to be there, but they lost their presence. So nothing like this. Only Rajya Sabha. How many in Rajya Sabha? 12. So those will not participate in the elections. So yeah, of course, there's the wording. So back to the thing is concerned. Then the first president of India, Radhakrishna. Radhakrishna was later elected as the president, and we call him the philosophical president, the Radhakrishna. And first vice president elected as the president. Later, we don't have even as usual tradition or customs that it should be. Okay, and he functioned only for 5 years. It is 10 plus 2, right? Okay, or you may use the word 2 plus 10 rather than this. So that, is there any difference? 10 plus 2, 2 plus 10? 10 plus 2 means 2 extension. Initial 2 means starting 2, then later 10. So left is left, right is right. You can't consider left as right, right as left. Otherwise meaning changes. Right? Because we have to follow the rule of the road. Left is right, right is wrong. There is a rule of the road. What it means? Left is right, right is wrong. That is the rule of the road. Huh? Am I right or wrong? Huh? Do you used to walk or travel on the road, right? Zoom, 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 your scooters. Huh? So going on the left side is the right, correct side. Going on your right side, okay, is the wrong. That is what it means. So when you use the word this sort of things, yeah, first 2 years, so you are differentiating. Later, you will never find that any president of India functioned as a president more than twice. Right? Only once he or she got an opportunity. But the first president got twice. Now here the constitutional position may arise. As per the Constitution of India, how many times a particular person can become the president of India? Any number of times. Is that mentioned in the Constitution? Then how you are saying this? How dare you are to say that when it's not mentioned? Okay, lightly it is. So, so nothing mentioned in the Constitution. Okay, you are deriving on your own. Okay, as not mentioned, yes, we can play as we like. Okay, still in the Constitution, the rule book. Rule book is the rule book. You have to adhere to the rules. Otherwise, treat it as a violation. As not mentioned, you can play as you like. So it's not mentioned in the Constitution. Okay. Whereas in America, it's not the case. Clearly stipulated only twice. But here we don't have that scenario. But Rajendra Prasad, though at that time he was asked to continue, he laid down the convention stating that no president should function more than 2 terms. 2 terms. He lived it. But later, for whatever be the reason, okay, let's give somebody an opportunity perhaps, it's not adhered to. So, Radhakrishnan, 2 aspects. The first vice president became the president, called the philosophical president, plus one more thing we remember Radhakrishnan every year. Teachers' Day, right? When? No, yeah, very good. How many teachers are here? Of course, I am also. Good enough. So, naturally it is. Then, but anyhow, I'm sure that at the school level everybody acted as a teacher. Okay, at one contest, and we used to love it that one. Then, of course, Zakir Hussain, Bibi Giri. Here the word acting president. What it is? Vice president occupying, throwing him aside and capturing the seats. Good enough. So here the position is that when the office of the president is vacant, either because of the term is over or resignation, removal or death, any reason, if the presidential office is vacant, then vice president will act as the president. But again, the constitution stipulated here, no doubt vice president can act, but he can act only for a period of 6 months. Minimum or maximum? Maximum of 6 months, no minimum here. So within 6 months, elections must be held and a new president need to be elected. And of course, till then he will enjoy same privileges, powers, related all immunities, everything as the president of India. So when Zakir Hussain 67, 69, right? Only 2 years, then died. Bibi Giri, then vice president, became the things. But again, here also acting president. Again, this Bibi Giri came here. Something odd it is. Same Bibi Giri, no other person. Then why in between somebody? Muhammad Hidayatullah. Again, period also 69 only. Both are 69. That means 2 change. Huh? 2 president, acting president. So anybody in the online can answer this question. A number of times appeared in civil service examinations. And last year, the UGC NET examination. And if I remember correctly, group 2 long back, this question came in a different manner. Here, Vigiri contested as president. Okay, no doubt he contested as a president. So he get elected. Otherwise, he can't it be. So again, always there is some lacunae, or we may call this in every law there is a flaw. Okay, LAW law. If you add F before flaw, in every law is one way or the another something is missing. So here the flaw is that, or lacunae, something missing part is that, if the vice president also resign, who is acting as a president, then what to do? That's not there in the constitution in 1968 when that happened, 1969. So they are not, our fathers of the constitution has not able to visualize that scenario. Immediately the parliament met Okay, then VV Giri resigned because of political reasons, and we required the presidential office. What for? You may not have the Prime Minister of India. You should have the President. Why? And that's in civil service mains post number of times, and in the cross questioning in interview, these questions appeared in all interview boards. Also cross questioning, the direct question may not be there. Simple reason is pardon. So first citizen of India, so you should be there, right? Otherwise no citizens, otherwise good, logically right. Legally may not be. Okay, thing is we adopted the system called parliamentary system, wherein the head of the state, there's a president, is nominal, head of the government, the prime minister is real. And what for the president? Why nominal? Why need you a rubber stamp? Okay, when no powers, nothing. Just one reason is to provide continuity. Because real executive continues power till he enjoys the majority. If lost the confidence, they have to go. And it will take its own time to form the real executive. And till then, no vacuum should be there. So, to provide continuity in a parliamentary system, you require the president. Of course, parliamentary system originated with mother of parliaments we call UK. And fortunate for them is king or queen. Hereditary is there. If king died, son or daughter are no good thing, then the wife, then whether there is a hierarchy there. They will become. System is there. In the elected, once we adopted the similar structure, variations, but the norm comes in a parliamentary system. President office is for providing continuity. Okay, so president we required. Immediately the parliament met, okay, within just 24 hours notice, and amended the constitution of India. And in the absence of the vice president too, the chief justice of India, that is chief justice of Supreme Court, will act as the president. Obi nahi to possibility can't be ruled out, right? Then at that time they got that their common sense worked, right? Okay, the question came. So any senior most judge of the Supreme Court. Now how many judges in Supreme Court? 33 plus 1 or 34 plus 1? 33 plus 1, total 34. 34 judges. So when you use the word judges, you have to say that, including the chief justice, a judge, right? Only for administrative purposes the thing is concerned. So 34 is the strength, so definitely one or the another will be there. So based on the hierarchy. Then Hidayatullah. For the Hidayatullah, at that time the chief justice. Okay, so the CJ, chief justice. So first chief justice of India acted as the president. Number of competitive exam, quiz program, Nagarjuna's program. What is that? Kaun Bare Karodpati's things. Milo Koteshwar. Then even the question posed. Okay, the thing is. So the number of quiz programs is a favorite question, apart from the competitive examinations. Okay, so later VV Giri is elected, and again for VV Giri, another important point is which party ticket he get elected. Now, for example, Draupadi get elected from BJP, right? BJP supported the candidate. Then VV Giri, he is the first person contested as an independent, and so far he is the only one get elected as an independent. So VV Giri, that is a record for him. He is an independent. So independent candidate is. The first independent candidate, and so far is only independent, though number of independent candidates contested, won the election is, okay, and so far none. So that is also a record for him, for VV Giri. Of course, he was supported by then Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, okay, and asked her MPs, party MPs and MLAs to vote according to your conscience, okay. So there is some political issues are there, party versus Mrs. Gandhi, and she is able to take the command. Then of course, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad, then there's Razapat, okay, that is then again acting president. It is so far 3 times where the concept of acting presidents came, right? So 1, 2, 3. This is also a point to be noted. And after this, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy is another point to be noted. Is the one who get elected unopposed. Unopposed. That means nobody is against him. Right? Unanimous election. So I think if I remember correctly, 30 plus nominations were filed, and all nominations stand rejected. One reason or the another. So he's the only one finally left in the fray. So he get elected unopposed. Okay, so far he's only President of India get elected unanimously. Get elected unanimously. And of course for APPSC examination is also a favorite question before and now, because he belonged from Andhra Pradesh. Which district? Anantapur. Yeah. So that's also the question. And before too, he contested and get defeated. Okay, defeated by VV Giri. So at that time, Congress candidate, official candidate is Neelam Sanjeev Reddy. Okay, but has Indira Gandhi don't like in a way it is concerned. So Janata Party in power. Indira Gandhi after independent parties. Then of course Jail Singh. When you use the word Jail Singh, here the first Sikh become the president so far in a way. Then Lekad, Ramaswamy Venkataraman, Shankar Dayal Sharma, K.R. Narayanan, Abdul Kalam, and Abdul Kalam, what the name we may count is the people's president. Okay, we described Abdul Kalam as the people's president. Of course, our missile man of India. Okay, apart from this, as regarding president, and he's only one we call the people president. Why? 36 nominations rejected. Huh? Okay, thank you for statistics. I'm not aware, but everything to think. Okay. Dhanalakshmi 33 plus 1. So good information. Yeah. Pratibha Patil here, right? First woman president of India, 1217. 1217 Pratibha Patil, 712. Pranab Mukherjee, Ramnath Kovind, and now Draupadi. Draupadi Pereda Gurtundu. Right? Definitely will be there. So Mahabharata. So Akkada Draupadi ఏం చేసి పాపం ఎందుకని now she became the Draupadi in the modern era, became the first citizen. So we respected in a way. Then she's the when you say this Draupadi, one point we noted on her first tribal, right? So like this, when you use the word for anything shall we assign to K.R. Narayanan. So K.R. Narayanan, when you say this, is the first Dalit, okay, like the trouble here, first Dalit president. But he is also called, I mean, when the functioning part is concerned, most assertive president of India. Assertive means he never just acted like a rubber stamp. If you want, he used to question everything. He never hesitate to send the bills back for reconsideration. Okay, he never hesitate. Okay, if something is going wrong by the government of India, okay, the political executive, he is not a silent spectator. So he asserted his powers and never paid his concern. And sometimes they use the word diverse president also. Then, and who is the longest serving president? Another question posed one exam in the staff selection. So that's very clear. Shortest, if longest is there, shortest is also there, right? Huh? Rajendra Prasad, longest. Shortest, looking that quickly. So the stats are before you. So less than 2 years, who is there? Zakir Hussain, Janvita Singh, right? Good enough. So Janvita, you are right. Zakir Hussain. Of course, Hidayatullah is an acting, so we can't consider that in this contest. Okay. Right? So, like this, you may recollect certain information vis-a-vis the President of India. Of course, there is no end on this. 2 to 3 days class will happen on this. But at least an election and the President of India, the two class. Any doubts, clarification regarding factuals? From 22 to how long? Why it is not mentioned here? We don't know next second what is going to happen, right? So let it be. Now continuing. Okay, present continuous. Right. So any doubts relating to? So just now said the President of India is the first citizen. Then when the first citizens arises recently on citizen issues, two things I saw it. One is they say 1.63 lakh Indians give up their citizenship. So what first citizen is doing is a question mark. Okay, so they left, and most destination for them is America, then followed by Australia, Canada, right? They are just going in a way. Then another news also there is, because you required passport visas, right? Relating, and Japan has the world most powerful passport. Okay, so when you use the word powerful passport and what it carries, what it means, just if you hold the passport enough, you can go to any other country. Not no need for applying visa before. Visa at arrival. Now, if you wish to go to Sri Lanka, wish to go to Nepal, visa at arrival, right? If you have all the passport sufficient, around 50 plus countries India is having, but Japan is having how many? 193 countries. India right now just recently touched 60. Okay, the visa free. That shows. And of course, right now Afghanistan is at the least process. That is one information. At least somewhere we are in the middle. Then we have the few things. Even nowhere you will find America, right? And the top 5. So it's Singapore, South Korea, Germany, Okay, Spain, Finland, Italy. These are the things at the top. Okay, so visa arrivals. This and so anyhow, as Indians, here quickly recollect the thing is concerned. Whom we call a citizen? Are you citizen of India? How do you say that? Huh? It's always the question: how to prove yourself you are a citizen of India? So born in India, that is we technically called as just solely. Okay, just loci. Okay, when the two words or loci, local and soil. Okay, that is your citizenship is based on place of birth. Okay, we call it or just sanguineous citizenship based on blood relationship. Whatever your parents, you get things done. This is called natural. Okay, either way, the natural citizen you are. There's another word called naturalized. Okay, what is the difference? So when you are naturalized. So neither it is. Later you acquired the citizenship. So if you acquired like beautified, bigger. Beauty and your natural beauty, say whatever it is. Beautified and a beauty parlor beauty. Okay. Parlor artificial and the polished word about beautified. Okay. How you transformed is the different issue, but not natural. And only whenever where there is a polished version. Okay. So acquired means you are not, but still you become. For Sonia Gandhi, so not naturalized because of the marital bond. A number of Indians took the citizenship of America, right? They are naturalized. They have been to there for career purpose, some other purpose, settle their green card, that card, and finally get the acquired citizenship. India too. And recently, a protest from the Muslim brethren we have related to CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act 2000, right? 19. Why? They are excluded. Others got citizenship, other communities, and these are denied. So they are protesting. We too get it. But is all Muslims are fighting for this? Who? Only from 3 countries who came to India. From where they came? What are 3 countries? Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. They came here illegally, settled in India. Now we are saying except Muslim. That means who? We are not use the word except. Only citizenship was granted to 6 communities. What are those? 6. Parsis, 2. Buddhists, Jains. Mainly you may say this, then another 2. Hindus, okay, Christians. So Hindus, when the moment Hindus comes, automatically Buddhists, Jains, Parsis will come into 4, 6. Okay. Then of course the Christians also added here. So, and here the Muslims were excluded, though the wording is not there, but number of Muslims too came. So they were not naturalized. So they are the protest that yes, we want the citizenship. But they are the people who are voluntarily giving up citizenship. Okay, that is what the technical term we use, renunciation. Okay, renunciation is voluntarily giving up. So when they so much, they renounced. There's a term used, renunciation or renounced Indian citizenship. Okay. So generally it will happen that they will acquire some other country citizenship. The moment they acquire some other country citizenship, automatically they will lose the Indian citizenship. Okay, it implies renounce, or specifically they will inform women, because we are not permitting double citizenship. Ours is only single citizenship. Okay, so the moment you acquire, automatically you lose India's citizenship. And recently, for different purposes, okay, even the businessmen left India, okay, and few more others, either for career purpose, something like this, and settling elsewhere. But most of the Indians are voluntarily renouncing, because for career purpose they are going there and settling in their country. So just now we said, for example, Spain now recently it become, okay, now Norway, these countries. All these BTech students, what they are doing is, instead of pursuing their 4 years here, 5 years integrated BTech they are pursuing in India. 4 years, 5 years in BTech plus MTech. 4 years here, 1 year in other country like Sweden. Okay, some European countries they are offering. JNTU, for example, offered for the Sweden. So some other private universities offering it. So tie up with like UK as such. So 5th year they are going pursuing and they are not returning back. Okay, either they are searching the jobs there and everything, or there's a purpose. No, you can acquire through marital relations. So settling and marrying, okay, citizenship there and settling over. So that become an order of the day recent years. So once going out from the country, never returning, and most of them are, okay, really are this, but still there's a matter of concern. Okay, the issues. Then of course, President of India, being the first Indian, has the powers to cancel the citizenship also. Okay, either hold the citizenship or completely cancel. What is it called? Termination. Okay, President of India has power to terminate. Okay, rarely that will be do this. So one more current affairs bit. Last week we discussed about, what is that, regarding Madras High Court decision. Once you are, because now renouncing your citizenship, you are the child, your parents renounced. What about you? You are a minor child. Okay, child is a voiceless. Okay, voiceless means they can speak. There's a difference. They are socially, economically, politically voiceless persons. Okay, so socially, politically oppressed, suppressed, need not be depressed. Okay, section. So we need to render the helping hand for them. So here they are dependent here on the parental. So when the parent renounce their citizenship, automatically the minor child also lose his or her citizenship. But the provision is that Indian Constitution provided, if later he become the major, he can elect. If you want to come back to India, acquire, yes, the provision is existing. During the term only it is. When the major, he can or she can take independent decision. Is that there in the Constitution of India? I said the rule is there. Is there, but is that mentioned in the Constitution of India as part of citizenship rules? Nothing. Constitution of India only spelled out the broad outlines. In details was framed by Parliament Act, Citizenship Act. The reason why you find now Citizenship Amendment Act. So Citizenship Act should be there. Then only you can amend. Right? So when the Citizenship Act, first act, yeah, 1950, after 50 only, no, 55. So detailed provisions regarding citizenship was done by the Parliament in 1955. So Citizenship Act 1955. So that a number of times, nearly 8 times, if I am subject to correction, it get amended. Okay. So citizenship, all are called Citizenship Amendment Acts, but year adds for that. Okay. So accordingly, it's there. It's mentioned very clearly on that. But Madras High Court faced a peculiar scenario wherein the parents renounced Indian citizenship when this so-called child now came to the court when he is in the womb of the mother, hardly 4 months baby at that point of time. So they took the Singapore citizenship. So the bigger question mark is for the minor child, it is there because the child means a born child is still born. Can we consider him as a person? The bigger legal point is that, okay, as per law of India, because Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, again you have to recollect, said this, right? Because when, what is Article 14? Right to equality, that is, all are equal before the eyes of law, equal protection is granted to all, that is right. Then they use the word all persons. Okay, when you use the word person, person include citizen of India, even persons residing in India though not citizens, that is non-citizens, even the companies, legal, they call legal entities, legal persons. Now recent judgments of high courts made it even river Ganga, Krishna, Godavari also as persons. So if you throw something mud on this and any plastic, they may sue you. Okay. Recently, no, somebody sued government of India on behalf of Lord Shiva. Okay. What is this? Huh? Sudden rains and everything. Amarnath, no? So why heavy rains and this? So Lord Shiva sued Lord Indra. So anyhow, persons, right, on behalf of. So when Ganga River had the things, then other gods also have the things. So the self-declared, okay, guardians are coming out now. So anyhow, let us see. Now here the issue when arises the person. So the court interpreted and say this child, right, when especially when the mothership arises, when the person in the womb is alive, isn't it? Is a growing one. So why can't we consider? So the court interpreted in such a way, the Madras High Court, and considered the child in the womb also should be treated as a person. So they will get the rights as other persons are. So now this minor, he can elect and permitted the child to opt for Indian citizenship. So not only renouncing, okay, you may not be afraid of this. They are the few who crave for Indian citizenship. Okay, and even after years, right, is not a natural right, even otherwise you consider. And similarly, once their protests are going on, clearly we want Indian citizenship. So that process continued in a way. So you can't treat it in a negative manner. Any doubt on the citizenship? No? Then there's another word recently arises because we move the after the persons move from place to place. Okay, so nomads we call in your geography. Nomads means whom we call nomads. Persons move from one country to another without any particular place of residence, no permanent residence, right? They move from just the tribals once upon they considered. And the new word came digital nomad. Okay, so you are coining the words digital nomads. So now that work from home culture came, you can work from anywhere else, isn't it? Then why to work from the same place? Taste the difference, right? When they taste the difference, they think your beauty is a joy forever. So the countries which is having an attraction wanted to attract the tourists. Their setting is why working from the routine? Come here, we will provide all facilities. The work from here, be there and enjoy. Okay, you work. right? So be a tourist, you will get all facilities. So what they require, all internet, Wi-Fi, right? The work related atmosphere that required, that's enough, because they work from home implies only from the system, right? What they required is that, that's enough. So be a tourist, good. So where there is will, there's a way. So innovations has no limitations. Okay, necessity is the mother of invention. All the terms it is now, because the COVID scenario, all the countries are facing problems. The tourism, and Sri Lanka, you are seeing the worst crisis. Okay, because the country is based exclusively on this, and especially the few nations like Maldives. Okay, then a number of Pacific Island nations. Okay, like Fiji Islands and others. Okay, they are basically surviving on the tourism. So to attract us, now the new word came, digital nomads. So instead of you working elsewhere, come here. And all number of offers they are making. Okay, whoever be this kind of packages. Okay, if the wife is helping, husband get the free. Okay, things. The child will there get the free tickets. Okay, places like this. Okay, different offers are there on the part is concerned. So digital nomads, they are the people who work remotely while traveling to different places and spending their earned income in the country they are traveling to. So now that, okay, the recent one, the Indonesia, but number of countries already announced, more than 15 plus countries announced this one. Even at one point, there's a discussion in India too. So the reason why now we got the rules and regulations vis-a-vis with working from home, isn't it? The new rules already tabled, and once they are approved and everything, we may also permit this match. Okay. Any doubts? Then next, another issue, the constitution maybe the thing is concerned of the minority issue. Who is minority? Who is majority? Okay, just now we talked about minority child. So when you see the word minority, that concerned with your age. Okay, no other issues. You are less than 18. So you once, who is considered the major? The moment you touched 18 or 19. That means who is the major? 18 running or 18 completed? 18 should complete, 19 running. Okay, that's what we call. But that is called minor major, not majority, minority. So less in number. When you use the word minority, okay, no, the English is a peculiar language. Okay, sometimes we call this the Lambadi Bhasha, something we call this okay, tribal, which has no rigidity at all. You can play with the English as you like. Okay, so and minority less in number, majority quantity is more. So here the girls in majority, boys are in minority. Okay, so here the male female ratio when is considered overall India, again it variations are there. That means majority minority varies from place to place. Okay, sometimes time to time also. In India, we thought of giving a helping hand for this less in number. So different provisions were taken to address their concern so that they will feel that they are part and parcel of it. Otherwise, general concept is there, somebody is in minority, they will be oppressed. Okay, the majority try to dominate. Okay, movie lantern, if the 10 persons are there, look at backside. Okay, 21. So quantum is more. So always that have the dominance before the joint family, no? So you are 2, we are 4, you are 4, we are 6. Okay, this is the competition at that point of time. That is should be the strength. So always when the majority dominate minority, in a democratic nations, the governments wish to address these minorities, giving them a psychological strength by providing various safeguards. And with that purpose, the Indian Constitution too addressed it. Just now we discussed no Anglo-Indians issue. So who are those Anglo-Indians? They are less in number. Okay, all Europeans left India, but few Europeans said we love India because some are born and brought up here, all married relations. So let you can stay back. Still we'll address. So political representation should be there. We thought about it. Then a nomination because nobody is going to elect them. So for longer period we have this. So it addressed. And mainly India, you have the various religions, languages are existing. So already we have the fights regarding religion. The country divided on the basis of religion and languages, innumerable languages. They are fighting from the day one that every language should have our own state, though within India. Okay, so these two are the major, the religion and language. And the constitution makers try to address this issue, both the religion and the language issue. So they should have certain fundamental rights for the minorities, both religion and language. And specifically one fundamental right was assigned for them. What is that? Which right exclusively meant for the protection of minorities. Number of times it posed in the competitive examination, your group 1, group 2, civils. No exam is exempted from this. Which, how many fundamental rights we have? Fundamental rights? Constitution it is there, right? 6 fundamental right. Before 7. Right to property, no more a fundamental right. Then we have 6 fundamental rights. So one of these 6 exclusively meant for the protection of minors. I'm using the word exclusively. Meant for the protection of minors. That is cultural and educational rights. Okay. From which article to which article? Cultural and educational rights. Article 29 and 30. So you have the religious and linguistic. Only these 2 minorities are recognized by the Constitution of India, not other minorities. Okay, minority vis-a-vis with the Constitution of India is either religious or linguistic. Okay. So linguistic easy to identify. If you are speaking in the Telugu, you are Telugu. You are speaking in Karnataka. Now that we are the states were divided on the basis of the language, easy to identification. So Andhra, Telangana, right now we are the Telugu. Once you go to our neighbor Karnataka, though Telugus are there, you will become minority. Right? And Karnataka, Kannadas are in majority. Once they are in here, they are minority. Gujarat, Gujaratis are. And in Telangana, they are minorities. Right? So easy to identify right now. Religion. So who will decide the state centric? Okay? Because states were even now demarcated on the basis of language. In 1947, it's not there, the structure. This happened later. Even when the constitution came into force, we don't have this division based on language. When states was carved out on the basis of language, from when states were carved out on the basis of language, 1956. Then of course, State Reorganization Commission was appointed in 53. It submitted report, and based on the SRC, State Reorganization Committee report, who headed that? Fazil Ali. Where the states was divided on the basis of language, right? So clarity is there. So religious minority is the state centric. Then what about language? Okay, no issue. What about religion? So in India overall, Hindus are in majority, and especially at the time the Muslims part, they are in minority. Sikhs are in minority. Buddhists are in minority. Okay, Christians are in minority. Parsis, all these things, right? Other than Hindus, they are in minority. So they restricted themselves. As in the beginning, there is no any specific issue. There is no carving out on this issue. This issue is going on. Language, no problem. But in some states, the Hindus are in minority, like Jammu and Kashmir, for example. Once upon a state, now the UT. Now other states also, even the Kerala, Nagaland, all the things. So they started claiming the rights that assigned to minorities. You said this. When linguistic is a minority mentioned in the fundamental rights, and the word religion, why can't it be a state centric? Religion and linguistic, both words go together in the constitution of the country. Why center unnecessarily intruded into this aspect and grab this power of declaring the Hindus as majority in all over India? Why it is India centric? Why can't you make it as state centric, like linguistic minority? So this issue is going on and on from long time, and fortunately, Supreme Court now come up and stated very clearly, yes, minority issue is a state dependent. It's a state centric, based on the state wise. When you use the word based on the state population, you can decide. When you are deciding linguistic on the basis of this, decide also. Of course, it's the final decision is yet to come. It's an observation in the process. Generally, the court observations will be considered automatically as the future judgments. So possibility is that now this is going to be the norm. Now the Hindus may be declared a minority. So whatever be the rights that other linguistic minorities are getting, now even religious minorities, including Hindus, may get accordingly. So the Constitution of India has talked about, okay, two articles. Article 29, they said is any section of citizens residing in any part of India of distinct language, script, culture shall have right to conserve, okay, right to protect, okay. That means simply, if you say this, minorities have the power to protect and preserve their distinct culture and heritage. Okay, you can carry on your customs and traditions. Then Article 30 is very important. Okay, and this 30 administer educational institutions, establish education institutions. First establish, then administer. So they have right to establish and administer education institutions. So minority education institution has its own special rights, special powers, special packages, and everything. So let you to enjoy this one. Okay. So these two articles exclusively meant for, and 30 is specifically for establishing, whereas 29 is an article which you have to keep in mind. Recent Supreme Court judgment also stated that this include the minorities as well as the majority. Okay. Though it's meant for the minorities, majority too can continue their distinct culture and identity. It doesn't mean that, okay, when minority was given right, it doesn't mean that majority have no power to continue their distinct culture and heritage. Okay, there it's all right. So with the Supreme Court observation, this Article 29 applies to majority as well, but 30 exclusively for the things, and who will decide there? State wise. As it is state wise, now religious also come to the state wise. And at the same time, one more thing you have to keep in mind is you have the National Commission for Minorities. Okay, and initially it's the statutory body, okay, that is created by the Parliament. Then we have the Minorities Acts 1992 came. In this TMA Pi case, very popular and recently came in the civil service mains examination. They issue all this. So they, because now this is taking who is majority, who is minority. So with the 1992 Act, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Zoroastrians, that is Parsis, are notified. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 religious communities only recognized by the Minority Act as well as the Minority Commission. Then later 2014 Jains were included. So with that 6. Because Buddhists, Jains generally they go together, but somehow it is excluded at that point of time. Immediately that was rectified, and that the Jains too notified as minority. Then now this once it is then from that onwards, the Hindus too demanding for this status. So here this point is also because when this national commission, okay, minorities become the statutory body, then you have Article 350B that is relating to special officer take care of the linguistic. So linguistic commission minorities, special officer. Right now, religious minorities you have the commission, but not for linguistic minorities. Linguistic minorities will be taken care by special officer. Okay. So far, no commission vis-a-vis with protection of the linguistic minorities is concerned. Okay. Then back to on this. When you say this 6, right? Here we considered 6, but where they are in majority, Punjab is completely 6. So they said when 6 are in majority there, how is that? They will enjoy the minority rights. So we call this a travesty of justice, right? You are in majority there. How is that as a minority you will claim and enjoy the rights? So there's a bigger question arises. Then the Christians are majority, Nagaland, Mizoram. Okay. So finally court made this issue. Okay. Any doubt on this linguistic? Nothing. Then another recent Supreme Court judgment, OBC quota 27%. But anyhow, long back onward Supreme Court upheld this, but now this is relating to Maharashtra local bodies. Because what states are doing is, because of various reasons, they are going beyond 50% reservation. Okay, this 50% reservations were stipulated by Constitution or by Supreme Court. Reservation should not exceed 50%. Constitution is not mentioned, it's only by Supreme Court. Famous Mandal Commission case or in the Sahana case, it upheld in this one. At that time, it is there. Then Madras, for example, Chennai, okay, Tamil Nadu, 69 or 67, 69% it is. Then that bill was finally kept in the 9th schedule. Why 9th schedule? Whatever be in the 9th schedule, you cannot invalidate. Court has no judicial review power on 9th schedule. It cannot declare any law as invalid. Even at that time, Telangana, Andhra states also asked, but anyway, somehow it was not inserted into 9th schedule. So recently, Maharashtra also similar thing. So they once it's crossing 50%. So Supreme Court laid down a test. If satisfies, yes, it can be done. state-wise. Okay, so that called triple test. Here, the bench headed by Justice Kanwalkar, of course, they made this report by a committee headed by Jayant Bathing. Okay, they put forward this, and this all happened because of the triple test. So this wording you can just quickly recollect. Supreme Court stipulated that once you are crossing this 50% stipulation reservation at the local level, not at the national level, at the local level. So first thing is state government should form an independent commission. This commission will look into, okay, collecting, this committee in the collecting empirical data. Okay, and finally, empirical means the clear cut. Yes, this everywhere. Then ensuring that number of the quota seats don't cross 50%. So this triple test, they made it. If they satisfies, then only. So 50% criteria need to be adhered, even politically. Otherwise, then only. So once commission was made, but initially court feel that Maharashtra government decision is not based on empirical data. So again, a commission was made. Then in tune with this, now presently they upheld the issue. Okay, so this triple test you have to keep in mind, right? Then one more Supreme Court judgment. Of course, he started hearing the play. E. Hassan, Talak. E. Hassan. You know this Talak. Supreme Court prohibited Talak. What is the Talak? Triple Talak. Talak, Talak, Talak. Once 3 times you uttered, it implies divorce. By whom? Only the Muslim man or woman or both. Again, is a discriminator there. Only the so-called husband can give this triple talak. 3 times uttered, there end the matter. So that was now prohibited and criminalized. Okay, so you cannot do so. Just now I said in every law there is either a flaw or some lacunae, some missing. Then some other route they are finding, and that route is Talak-e-Hasan. Here is when you thought of giving a divorce, instead of saying talak, talak, talak at a time, you will take the breaks. Okay, break a month, 1 month, 2 months. Something is better than nothing, right? Instead of saying at a time. Okay, because you have innumerable cases in India where the husband, because of some emotions, passions at that time, uttered the word talak, talak, talak. Then after he realized, sorry, as per Islamic law, that sorry will not out. You can't say tuch. No tuch here. Okay, no sorries. Again, this poor girl has to marry somebody. Then somebody again has to say talak, talak, talak. Again remanding. Ye kya hai? Something like an odd, okay, the most barbaric practice. So fortunately, that was banned and the woman accepted. But the men again looking for this rather than routing through law. Hindus, no option. You can marry as you like, especially once you are majority, right? Even if you put the tilak, enough. Even don't nothing about it, living together is enough. Okay, living in relationship concept recognized. So for marriage, you need not seek anybody's permission, including God. But for divorce, permission of law is important. There's only Hindu Marriages Act, nothing to do with that, because we don't have the common civil code. Only common criminal code is there. No uniform civil code. But anyhow, here they started enrouting divorce through the Talak-e-Hasan. Now Supreme Court started hearing this. So you need to remember this. So once in 3 months. If you do this, then this talaq. Now the question is, already triple talaq was banned. This is also triple talaq. 3 times you are saying. Is it at a time or any time gaps? So now court has to give its decision. So let us wait and see what court will say, whether completely undo this word talaq or some other way it will come. That's an issue. And recently, of course, it's asked in the law examinations, a different contest, but I'm just testing you things. Somebody called mother-in-law, father-in-law. Means what? అదే చెప్పావు. Okay. So you will not call every అత్తమ్మ మామయ్య. నువ్వు మామూలుగా అంటావు అత్తలు మామ ఉన్నారు కదా, వేరే వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉంటారు కదా, మీ మేనత్తలు ఉంటారు. అత్త మామూలు ఇన్ వర్డ్ యూజ్ ద వర్డ్. సో ఓన్లీ when this in-law, okay, mother-in-law, father-in-law అన్నప్పుడు the relationship arise out of what? Marital bond. That marital bond was recognized by law. So relationship established through the law. Got it? In-law means not natural. By law, the relationship established. Ante you married, you are the husband, you can't say that I don't want the mother of the thing. Okay, it's a family package. Okay, natural. Law stipulated that. Okay, it's a package deal. Husband and wife, right? You can't say no, because the number of issues are now, the division issues are coming it up. So if any ill treatment by anybody, that means the so-called now the sister-in-law ill-treated the mother-in-law, can mother-in-law file a case against? Issue, right? There's a bigger issue now. Recent trend, that is more. Okay, now one Suryakantam's scenario is going backwards. Only that. Okay, Suryakantam and the old movies, right? So it's a typical, okay, mother-in-law. She used to act, but it's not the case right now. Okay, so tables are turning and throwing them at their mercy. Now, can they sue? Can they have the rights against their daughter, in-law? In-law, the relation established. So, court now, recent Supreme Court, they finally recently decided that in-law relation established. So, either can sue. So, one daughter-in-law said, only I have the power, they can't sue me on this issue. Now, finally, Supreme Court came up just 10 days back with judgment, came it up and said, yes, as daughter-in-law have the rights, mother-in-law, father-in-law also have the similar rights against the daughter-in-law issues. And of course, son-in-law as well. Okay, all in-laws. In-laws is relationship established through the law. Okay, so you don't have the relationship, okay, rights regarding Menatta, Menamama. Only that issues are there. Anyway, this though related, just keep in mind. So any doubts? So back to quickly to international relations. I think where timing is running up, running out. Okay. So Sri Lanka is the new president Ranil Wickremesinghe elected as the things, and you have the prime minister too. Dinesh Gunawardene takes over the prime minister. So let us hope that something will come it up. Okay, the Sri Lankan economy get revived, and the people will get some relief on this. Then again, SCO, Shanghai Cooperative Organization. So number of times we discussed is the China-led grouping. Right now, 8 countries are there. Now, new country was made it. Then that is Iran became the full-fledged one. Then along with Iran, there one more. The possibility is that of Belarus, is going to be Z2. Okay, Belarus is Z2 finalized. Iran candidature because last year itself Iran applied, so it will take 1 year. So Iran candidature approved. Belarus is in the process. So we have to wait and see when officially they will make it. So Belarus just applied. So its membership is pending. So where is the headquarters of SCO? China, Beijing, right? How many countries? Right now, 8. Okay, so these are all how does look is this country: China, Pakistan, India, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, all Istans, right? Kyrgyzstan, okay, Russia, China, India, otherwise all Istans only. Now Iran came, Belarus, okay, different words. Okay, now relating to India, Varanasi vis-a-vis with SCO came onto the picture. So Varanasi was declared, or sorry, is declared as the first cultural and tourism capital of SCO. And the first time this concept came, so to promote peoples to peoples cooperation, people to people movement from one country to another. So this concept they made is a rotating one. Every year it changed. Now the first, as the decision first time arises, so Varanasi was the we got an opportunity. So that's what the quick recollection. SCO founded in 2001, headquarters Beijing. Then member countries totally now with Iran. Okay, 8 plus 1, right? Now Iran finalized, and Belarus is at 2. Once it is, it becomes 10. Then 21, Dushanbe, Tajikistan happened. Now 22, Samarkand, again Uzbekistan. The summit is going to take place or over. Every year, November, December summits will take place. So it is at to take place. And 2023 is important. Why? Because India, we are going to hold. Last week in our class, we discussed that. Why? We decided the place. So where we are holding? Jammu and Kashmir. So once that is concerned, okay, G20, even there's a possibility is that when you hope it is at 2 final. Now G20 summit, Jammu and Kashmir they are holding. So India now they are asking the same thing. Now the discussions are on where to be. Of course, place is at 2 finalize with India is concerned, where it is going to be held. Okay. So India joined when? India and Pakistan 2017 only become the members. So that's also have to be keep in mind. Right? So because number of times we discussed. Then of course India exemption from CATSA. Recently under international news, you have to keep in mind. What is this CATSA? Countering American adversaries through Sanctions Act. Good. Countering American adversaries. So somebody is against America. So you have to counter through what? Sanctions, economic sanctions. So American domestic law this is, okay. So whichever the country policies are against the national interests of America, it may take actions by imposing sanctions. So Indian issue arises because of what? Purchase of S-400. Okay, so S-400 we got it from Russia, is a defense system, a protective defense system. So we seek, because already America imposed sanctions against Russia, because Russia was considered adversary. So other countries also should not have relationship with Russia. That is what America stand. So technically, India get exempted from this one. So this CATSA is existing from 2017. Before it is not there. Okay. So as I said, India purchased S-400 Trump missiles. Okay, from Russia. So already S-400 defense system deployed in India. So now India get in. So full form, you may know, yeah, here we have this countering American adversaries through Sanctions Act. Then another defense words made in India, UCAV tested. So how this the U is unmanned. Okay, when it's unmanned, nothing but drone, right? So it's indigenous. Okay, the road to self-sufficiency is the indigenous drone. A war related now, the military can make use of it. Unmanned version. Then you have another thing, New Space India Limited. Okay, already you have to keep in mind ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. It has Antrix. Antrix will take care of commercial deals, okay, for satellites launching vehicles from foreign customers. Now this NSIL will deal with capacity building local industry. So more focused now. Okay, ISRO is ISRO. That's an umbrella organization. So that to give Philip, because now private partnership you need to establish, foreign partnerships you need to get into. So with that specific purpose, it was made. So remember the full name and what for it is. And it is a wholly public sector enterprise. Works under the Department of Space. Then of course the Sindhu issues, defeats the Chinese. At least we're happy with this, okay? Defeating the China here. So may not be militarily or the part is concerned. So has won this Singapore Open 2022 women's title recently. Okay. Then Kerala, the first state became internet, okay, having its own internet service. That means hitherto we are not having our own. No state is having our own. Now, what is that name? KFON, Kerala Fiber. O stands for optic, fiber optic network. Kerala Fiber Optic Network. The full form also advisable to remember that. So mainly they wanted to address for this weaker section, 30,000 plus families and other poorer sections. They wish to address the issue. Okay. Then first digital Lok Adalat. Now everything getting digitalized. Lok Adalat is for what? For speedy justice. Okay. When the case are pending, it is something like arbitration. They'll call the both parties and trying to settle through the mediation. Okay. Outside court settlement, something like this, but officially through the courts. Now it gets digitalized. Everything on the press of the button. Even without you to physically present, you may do so. Virtual present. Okay. You may discuss all this, so that they wanted to speed up the everything. So it's towards this. And Rajasthan launches first AI power. AI means artificial intelligence powered digital Lok Adalats. So Rajasthan is also known for the number of firsts, including our Panchayat Raj system, right? The first state introduced. The another India's first underwater metro tunnel. Now you said it's okay, underground, on the right, saying everything. Now underwater also. Okay, so Calcutta is going to be ready by 2023. Already process started and 80% is over, and recently they released the trials. When it's on, there's a real picture, the trials picture that it shows it out. Okay, so only completed and they are going to be done with this. Then of course Himachal Pradesh, first state again to connect all VLTD vehicles. So wherever you are, I am there. Like this now, you can't escape from the eyes of the camera. Okay, the satellites. So wherever your vehicle, you will be spotted now. So the new technology came VLTD. So VLTD implies vehicle location tracking device. So once it is there, they are making is mandatory for every registered vehicle. Automatically your vehicle will be identified where it is. And recently one more chip also came. Okay, once you insert it in your palm or anywhere in the part of your body, wherever you will be identified, right? So all technologies, so using and misusing may arises. Okay. The escaping is not possible. Okay. So knowing this, okay, my friend is saying that this is concerned. Now his wife knows where he is. Because technology is concerned, because he's a traveler being in the marketing. Okay. So the bigger problems are there. Then of course panel on MSP minimum support price. So in tune with the promise they made. So Agriculture Secretary Sanjay Agarwal is heading this, and of course SKM Samyukta Kisan Morcha was invited, but they rejected right now. They don't want to be the part. But anyhow, the in tune with the promise, they constituted the panel. So MSP panel now headed by Sanjay Agarwal, is a former Union Agriculture Secretary. Then of course regarding Telangana, you have DICRA partnership with UNDP. So DICRA full form you have to be noticed. So Telangana for the data. D stands for data in climate resilience agriculture. I stands for in data in climate resilient agriculture. So it's again first of its kind, the digital solution. Okay, to strengthen the food systems and food security by use of artificial intelligence technology. So as the first of its kind in India, going to help the farmers to mitigate the effects of climatic change on their crops and livestock. So with the help of UNDP, United Nations Development Program, this is done. Okay. So that's about your current affairs this week. Any doubts, clarifications? Yeah, I think right. So thank you very much. So see you next week.